feel like we were just here 4 years ago. My heart aches. My heart aches. Someone says 5 years ago. It just seems like this year alone has been 10 years. I remember CASTINE when he started changing his name. Went from CASTINE to Steen, and then that brother told me he de-CASTINE. And I said, look brother, I ain't calling you de-CASTINE. That's like calling another man delicious. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. But we honor his life. And one of the things that I could say about him is loyalty, dedication. Whenever you called him, he was going to be there. And we have some stories. I never forget when he said, listen man, if you ever need me, may not be able to get a prayer through, but you know, if you call me and you need me, I'll come right there. And it reminded me that regardless what life takes us through, that somebody is still by your side. As I look at his mother and the father, we honor his wife, his children, his family, his brother. Be encouraged, because when the calls stop, and they will stop, tears will continue flowing, but don't you forget who is still there to comfort you. I stand up here as a friend, but also I'm here on another assignment. I'm reminded of, if you allow me some pastoral privileges to do it a different way, you pastors, speak from the heart. I'm reminded of Christopher Wallace, aka Biggie Smalls. On March 9th of 1997, was gunned down in Los Angeles, California. On March 25th, 1997, he released an album that he had just completed entitled Life After Death. The album sold 700,000 hard copies. And on the album, there is an intro entitled Ready to Die. And he ends with these words, it ain't over. Ladies and gentlemen, under the sound of my voice, I believe God has sent me here to remind you that there is life after death. That this life that we live in down here on earth, the Bible reminds us that the devil comes to steal. He comes to kill. And he comes to the shore. And while many of you all are looking at me and you walked in here and dressed up, and some of us have suits on or whatever you have, whether it's name brand or not, there's a pain underneath that nobody can see. And so the devil wants you to come in and fake like it's okay, because the Instagram and Facebook will make you think you're the only one that's going through. But I wonder if I just have some person under the sound of my voice that can testify that even though I look like I'm all dressed up, I'm going through some hell. I'm going through some trials. I'm going through some tribulation. You don't understand what it took for me to get here. So when you see my hands lifted, it's not because I'm not going through. I'm doing the best that I can. The gram, Facebook would make you think somebody is doing better than what they are. I've been there because I thought after I answered my call to preach that everything would be okay, but I've had some depressed days, y'all. Yeah, I've had a house, but I still have some depressed days, y'all. Have a wife, and I still have some depressed days, y'all. Yeah, I post on Instagram and I post on Facebook, y'all, but I still have some depressed days. And sometimes I have to ask myself, Lord, why? When it looks like I got things that people pray for. Yeah, I come to help somebody in here. Why do I feel this pain and this turmoil? Because I'm reminded of the devil that he's come to steal, kill, and destroy. Let me help you understand this, because oftentimes when we hear steal, kill, and destroy, you figure because you are still living that the devil is not bothering you. Yeah, but can I remind you on today that the devil is okay with you existing as long as you're not living? Did you hear what I said? That he's okay with you making it through a storm, but you don't even realize that he took your hope, and he took your joy, and he took your peace, and he took your smile. And if you're not careful, you will make a permanent decision off a temporary moment. Did you hear it? You will make a permanent decision off a temporary moment. I know some of you all looking at me like that, but if you take a flashback, you spent some stupid money on some stupid stuff. If you can go back, watch this, you wasted some time on some people that you knew didn't have your best interest. If you can go back, you will look back and say, I wasted time, I wasted money, I made some decisions that if I can change, I would. I don't stand up here self-righteous. I don't stand up here because I've dotted every I and crossed every T. All right. I stand up here because I know without a shadow of a doubt that without God, I can't do this thing. And sometimes, when you are by yourself, the enemy will start whispering in your ear. Come on. Yeah. Sometimes we have to stay around more people because we know if we stay by ourselves, I wish somebody would stop acting stuck up. If we stay by